Welcome to our Workflow of the Week or WOW Update Extended Edition. I'm doing it here on Monday because I got COVID over the last week and I am currently still kind of recovering. And as you can see, I'm still like really puffy. And it makes your face look fairly puffy. Um, but this whole week was really long. Lots of stuff. Obviously, I had COVID. Ended up having to do some photogrammetry processing as well. As far as mod cap went, we continued working on the processing solution so that we have Gaussian Splats. End up finding out over this weekend that it was kind of a dead end to try to do low photo and then uprez to make the quality that we were looking for. It ended up introducing too many issues, and that's not to say that's a dead end forever. It's just a dead end for right now to create the quality that needed to be in film. As far as like other things, we end up getting all of our videos, all of these WoW videos, banned on Facebook for like 24 hours, which was crazy. And then they came back. Then we also had, what was some of the other stuff? Lots of sales calls. Lots of sales calls. All week was just from beginning to end sales calls. As you can tell, or as you can see, like doing stuff like this has been really helpful for us. And then as well, the tools that we have been maturing and maturating and really coming out. So a lot of you may know or may not know, like all of these tools have been pretty internal to mod, and we have this API system that kind of runs it. And if I add any new tools that like minor changes, most of the stuff that I'm doing right now is just interesting workflow stuff that you would expect a studio to do to hook together the tools. Instead, we're doing it ourselves to go ahead and show people how powerful our tool set is, and then also to give people some really interesting things to kind of hook onto and be able to play with. And so this is something that, if you're at a studio and you're like, hey, I need a really cool processing solution that does automated workflow setup, and I need to go ahead and have this, maybe pipeline configuration tool where it goes from one person to another person, it has IO and continues on, and you need that for like your entire studio. We have this core and space that's for that. And so this is something that you could also take for yourself. You're like, cool, I need that. And you're like, and then I need to extend it. And I'm currently working on some solutions on like how I would allow people to make their own extensions so that it doesn't like, you don't have to go deep into the code. You could go, okay, cool. I either A, write this little, tidbit script, or B, I have this node that I can feed back into the system. We do have the idea of templates. So if there already are these like flow of nodes, so if you're like, cool, I'm doing photogrammetry. So like for photogrammetry, I would want to bring in the images. I would want to make sure that they're not blurry. I need to go ahead and make sure that they have consistent lighting. And then I want to go ahead and do the photogrammetry processing. And I need to make a mesh, and I need to clean up the mesh. And then I need to optimize the mesh, and then I need to optimize the textures, and you can do those all as stacks. And so you can make a template and you can change around the flow on each one of those individually, and you could go, okay, maybe I want smoothing before I do the mesh optimization or something in between, and you can do that right now. You can make that and you can say, I want this every single time. So that's really helpful for studios that are doing lots of transmedia stuff, or maybe you're a game studio and you're like, cool, I need to kick this out and I need to make this asset so that they go onto a phone, and these are all the hero assets, so they're always at this level, or these are all the background assets, so they're at this level, or these are all tidbit small things, so they're at this level. And you make templates and go, hey artist, when you get done, put it into the mod workflow, and then boom, you're good, and all the assets will be ready and pulled into your system. So that's how like the core works and how the whole idea is. But what we don't have is the idea of being able to change stuff. And we've done tests with studios, changing out and like recreating things like Megascan pipeline and stuff like that, where it's like, cool, I want to recreate like that entire workflow. How do I do that? And that takes us very little amount of time. Like changing out a configuration, like I need a new tool, for me can be like an hour less. Being able to put those in can be very quick. And that's the reason why we're able to do these wows very quickly. Is I'm literally doing research and development, creation, and integration all within 1 week. And so, that's some of the like superpowers that we have based off of having these base systems. And the way that we do it is, it's kind of like Transformers. You just like hit a button and just like and it turns into like, some car or something, or vice versa. So that's kind of the whole idea of, what we have in the background. I hope this actually makes sense. I just realized, having COVID, sometimes it makes my brain a little wompy. So if this doesn't make sense, it's either because I'm really smart and I'm not explaining it well, or I'm acting really dumb and have no idea what I'm talking about. No, it's obviously there's a lot of nuance that's in this, and I hope that everybody enjoys listening to this as much as I like to talk about it. This weekend, I will be giving an entire talk on the advancements of AI in the film industry, and so that will be through CG Pro, and I will be posting a whole bunch of that stuff as it goes along. So I'd like to thank everybody who's involved in, our company, and of course that includes all of our investors and everywhere in between. But I'd like to thank you all so very much as well for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful week.